So now we are going to learn how to manipulate the data. Remember these two function is matrix and is data frame. These functions are intended to check if the dataset inside the parenthesis is a matrix or a data frame. Just a little different function. This as matrix is to convert something inside the parenthesis as a matrix. Even if this was a data frame by this data frame, by this transition, it will become a matrix. So simple CSV data was actually a data frame. And it returns true. But I'm going to convert this to a matrix using as matrix and then save it to the same way. Now we can check simple CSV data type is to use is matrix function again. Now it returns true. So we successfully converted the type of this data set into a matrix. And now we are going to play with the matrix that I created here. Uh, let's see what it looks like. So it has 2 rows and 3 columns. All data points are at once. We have 6 total, and that's it. Uh, let's just as a recap. If we check if it is a matrix, it is a matrix. Maybe we can convert it to using this as data frame. Yeah, but this is actually interesting because if you look at the column names and row names, it's a little different. The same data points 1 1 1 1 1, but then there here if there is a matrix, it has this comma in front of your column names, and here columns behind your row names. So here is row number and row column numbers because it's a matrix. And here data frame, you have column names, row names. This looks familiar. We already have seen this thing in the first part, right? uh, and the first thing we can do with A is to transpose the data. See, this used to be 2 by 3 matrix, but then by using this T function that stands for transpose, it's now 3 by 2 matrix. Remember that I just transposed A. I did not say transpose A into A. So if I recall A, it is still 2 by 3 matrix. The last thing I am going to teach you is how to actually manipulate the data. Delete, add a row or column or rows and columns. But why do we need this? Sometimes maybe it has some dummy values in the first 5 rows or so, or maybe you want to select some time frame. And then when you are using, especially when you are using the census, you have collected the data from Monday to Saturday, but you only want to take Tuesday to Thursday. In that case, you can just get rid of the both ends, and that's how you are going to use this function in the real situation. So let's see. So we have this 2 by 3 matrix. How can we remove a row? Uh, we can do it by using this minus sign in this matrix notation. So in R, matrix is called like this. So this is the matrix name, and the first part, the things comes before a comma, is a row name. I mean row number, and the thing that comes after the comma is a column, If it is blank, it means that you are going to select everything in this. So this is blank, so this time it's going to, it refers to all, the whole column. And if you like this, you're just calling your first row, but then using this minus notation, you are deleting the first row. But see what happens here. So it used to be like this, but then by deleting the first row, it's now a vector of 1 1 and 1. Yes, so looks a little lonely, so I want to just adjust a row, sorry, add a row below this by using r bind function. R bind function is to add a row, and R obviously stands for a row. So this is actually row bind, and then it has two entries. The first one is the matrix, and the second one is the new data points that you want to add to the first entry. So here I am actually adding two data points below. There's 1 1 and 1. So let's see what happens. I have now I have 1 1 1 and 2 2 2. This is how new now again a matrix. What about the column? So similarly, I can use C bind functions, that is stands for column bind, and then A is the first entry because I want to add something to A, and then secondary entries 2 and 3. I only have two data points because we only have two rows, and then I run this. Then A is now 2 by 4 matrix, and it has 2 and 3 in its fourth column. When we are using R bind, we have to match the number of existing column, the number of columns in the first entry, to match a number of data points that we add. That's just because we want to add something to existing data frame, and then I mean matrix, but it has this 2 by 3 frame, and then we want to abide by the rules. If we imagine that if we imagine if we had another 2 here, so 4 twos, but then here goes 2 2 2, and then the 4 2, that one has no place to go. So just be careful about the number of rows and columns you have when you are using this R and C bind function. So this is the end of the our tutorial video. I hope you like this. If you like this, please hit the like button, and if you want to view more video like this, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks.